Have you ever made a goal and realized that you don't have anyone to tell about it? It's such a heartbreaking situation to be in, because accomplishing your goals is lonely as it is. And when you want to make this like big change in your life, when you're like, okay, this is it, I'm gonna pay off my debt, this is it, I'm gonna go back to school, this is it, I'm gonna finally become the person I've always wanted to become, and you want to share this like big moment with someone, and you realize that there's really no one around to kind of cheer you on. Because I know this to a T. I am going through this whole YouTube business thing all by myself, and I don't have anyone to tell them all my accomplishments and share all my wins and share all my losses and stuff like that. So I understand this, but the thing is that just because you have no one around you to kind of care about what you're up to does not mean that you should shy away from doing what you should do. It should not shy you away from trying to get the life that you've always wanted to have, whether it's, again, paying off this debt and finally living having financial freedom, or finally getting that home and finding stability in your household again, or finally leaving that relationship behind and never looking back, or finally making that business that you've always wanted to accomplish. Like, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, it should not shy away from what needs to be done. And what needs to be done is you going after the goal you've always wanted to achieve. And in this video, I'm going to share with you what you can do to help yourself get what needs to be done, even though you feel like no one's there for you, even though you have no one there to kind of cheer you on or to serve you as a support system that you deserve. But for whatever reason, we're on this journey alone, and that should never be an excuse to not have what you've always wanted, because you don't need anyone else there to accomplish it. It's not like these other people are the bridge to getting what you need. If you guys are new here, my name is Geraldine, and I make videos all about goal setting, productivity, and procrastination. So if that's a content you love to consume, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Also click the notification bell so you do know when I do upload, and follow me on all my social media. I'm at Geraldine Silva. However, if you are tired of going after your goals alone, I am launching an accountability membership group called the Committed Collective, where we are a collective of females who are going to support you through all your wins and cry with you with all your losses. So if you're wanting to be surrounded by females who are just like you, just lonely in their journey, who struggle with procrastination and struggle with accomplishing their goals, then join this membership, because this membership is for you. So what you will be getting in this membership is a one-on-one accountability partner, and who you'll be able to check in on every single day. You'll also get a weekly, we will also be doing like whole group weekly meetings where everyone gets a chance to talk about their goals and what happened, and if we made the moves that we needed to, or if we struggled a bit, and just getting more of a chance to just talk about what's going on in your journey. This has nothing to do with about me. This has all to do about you. So you get the chance to talk, you get the chance to network, you get the chance to the spotlight and have all these women around you be supportive and understand that they're all going through the same thing that you are. So you will also receive access to my 6-week course on how to actually stop procrastinating and how to actually build discipline and accomplish your goals this year. So if you're interested in that, please check the link down below and sign up for the waiting list. I have a waiting list going on right now, so the doors will be opening very, very soon, and they will be opening up only for the people who are on the waiting list. They'll be the ones to get first dibs in the membership, and then we will close the doors for a little while and just get a chance to hang out with the new founding members. And it's exciting stuff happening over at the Committed Collective. So if you want in, join the waiting list. The link will be down in the description below. Go ahead and get started on the main content of this video. So number 1, do now, cry later. Okay, it sounds harsh because it is. Okay, Life is harsh. I don't want to be alone. You don't want to be alone, but that's just the reality of our situation. We just are alone, right? So how do you become disciplined? You do now and you cry later. You're going to cry later about the fact that you have no one to share this with, but that should never stop you from actually going after your goals, right? So the thought of going after your goals and having no one to celebrate you with your wins is so depressing, okay? It is so sad. It's like not anyone's dream to be alone and celebrate your birthday all by yourself, right? It's no one's dream to graduate and have no one celebrate you or be there at your graduation. No one wants those things, but it happens, and it happens to the best of us, okay? However, when we are going after a goal, it should not matter who's there and who's not. When we are in the zone, when you are hustling, bustling, grinding, waking up at 5 a.m., doing whatever you need to do in order to get whatever you need done, it's all about you, okay? It's all about you and what you want out of life. It's not about who else is around you, okay? It's not about the outer shell. It's about coming in and kind of just tunnel vision your way through the day until you've completed your task, right? Whatever task you need to get done. If you want to lose, if your goal this year is to lose 15 pounds, then your daily action should always be, I'm gonna go to the gym at 5 a.m. Okay, then that is all you focus on at 5 a.m. You're not gonna focus on the fact that, wow, I have no one here to cheer me on. Everyone else has a workout buddy. I don't have a workout buddy. I have no one else keeping me accountable. I don't have a support system. Like, we're not thinking about that when we're going after our goals, when we're completing our tasks, right? When you wake up at 5 in the morning and you go to the gym, you do exactly that. You do it over and over and over again. You check the weight in the scale, and then you realize that you've lost 2 pounds in the past week. And guess what? That's so freaking exciting. Be excited for yourself. Be happy for yourself. And if you want to cry afterwards. But you're going to do now and cry later. Being the victim of your own situation is going to get you absolutely nowhere. I was the victim of my own mentality, okay? Of my own situation. I would be upset about the people that were there. I was upset about the people who weren't there. I was upset about every single little thing in my life until I realized that I was like, you know what? I have free freaking will. If I don't like something, I can change it. I can go out and find whatever it is I need to find, but I need to stick. I need to stick to my routine. I need to stick to my goals. I need to stick to my structure. I can't lessen my expectations of my own self because I'm sad of who's around. I can't let my situation constantly bring me down, because all it's doing is I'm digging myself into a bigger and bigger hole. And if this sounds just like you, where you're just like, dang girl, like I'm in the trenches, I can't get anything done, I can't get anything accomplished because I'm constantly just digging myself a bigger hole, because I'm like, this is making me sad, this is making me sad, therefore I hate my life, I hate this, I hate that. I'm depressed in my own situation, but yet you don't do anything about it. Overwhelmed because your house is a mess and there's no one there to help you, but yet you don't do anything to help yourself, right? You don't do anything to help yourself. Instead, you just procrastinate, you delay getting your chores done. So instead of actually cleaning up your house and having yourself feel better, you just go and lay down and scroll for hours and avoid absolutely any task, avoid everything, and nothing gets better. The next day happens and it's the exact same thing. And this is how you dig yourself into a bigger hole. The only way to get out of a situation is if you take action, okay? Taking action and having a standard. Having your standard is a goal, right? The goal is, I don't want to weigh more than what I am right now. So guess what? I'm going to lose the weight. This is my maximum. This is my maximum. I'm like, I can't get any more. I cannot allow myself to get any worse than this. I've got to lose the weight. Or I am so much in debt that this is my max right now. I can't keep going the way that I am. I have to do something about it, right? We got to have these expectations. We got to have these standards in order to get ourselves going. So you gotta do now and then cry about it later. Do the actions now and start putting in the work, and then cry about your situation later. At the end of the night, when time slows down and you're finally putting yourself at rest, that is when you can cry it out. That is when you can talk to yourself out loud. That is when you can do whatever it is that you want. Drink wine or whatever, right? Whatever your coping mechanism is, that is when you can do that at night. That is when you can, but it's after you put yourself through progress. And the thing is that crying, right, is a form of release. It's not a bad thing to cry. It's a form of release. You feel a lot more better afterwards. At least I do. After I've cried for hours, I feel so much more better because I finally released whatever was in my body. However, it should never be an excuse for me to always indulge and never make any progress. It's never a chance for me to just constantly delay and procrastinate my goals. It's never an excuse. So at this point in your life, as much as that person, whoever it is, as much as they don't care about you, you shouldn't care about them. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. Oh my God, is this like... it's so frustrating when people say that, right? When they're like, oh yeah, they don't care about you, don't care about them. And it's like, but I do. I care about them. I want them to notice me. I want them to cheer me on. I want them to support me. Like, why is it so hard for people to not want these same things for me? I'm more than sure if this person came to me and said, hey, I want to lose the weight. Hey, I want to pay off my debt. I would be so happy for them. I would be cheering them on. Why can I not get the same thing for me? Well, again, as people say, that's a they problem. They probably just aren't interested in anybody else but themselves. And it's so hard to love somebody who is only a one-sided person. But again, that should never stop you, whether they notice you or not, and how badly you wish that person could notice you. No matter how badly you wish that person can notice you, you're going to finally, once you accomplish your goal, you're going to finally realize that they were never worth that attention. And it's so sad because people don't even go after their goals, and they let time be wasted of not taking action, and years go by and they realize that, like, oh, they never mattered in the first place. These people never mattered. Who was never there never mattered. And I just allowed myself to cry for years, hoping and wishing someone would notice me, when I should have just been focusing on myself and making me better. It happens all the time. So this goes into my second point. As Justin Bieber once famously said, maybe you should go love yourself. Right? No one is going to love your dreams as much as you do. And unfortunately, we cannot make people care or notice us. So staying on top of your goals for you and for only you is the best self-care you can possibly give yourself. Again, going after my goals of YouTube, of becoming a YouTube like business owner, right? Of becoming a content creator. That is my biggest and hugest goal. And no one else is going to want that more than myself. No one is going to want it. No one is going to put the effort. No one is going to wake up and put the effort in and then just hand me my dreams over. No one is going to do that. No one's even like questioning me, hey, how is your YouTube life going? No one's doing that. This is like the most basic thing. No one is doing that. But like Justin Bieber said, maybe you should go love yourself. I know that song is about something else, but you know what? We can learn from it. Maybe we should go love ourselves. Maybe we should love ourselves enough that we want to make a change out of our situation. Whatever goal you have, right? So how is this going to help us stay disciplined? That's a great question. How is this going to help us stay in discipline, right? Loving ourselves, how is that going to help us stay disciplined? Loving yourself means Constantly deciding that the goals you are after are worth so much more than choosing to indulge every single time. The goals that you are after are worth more than a sugar cookie. Your goals are worth more than putting yourself into another 5K debt. Your goals are worth more than waking up every Monday morning dreading going into work instead of being at the beach or being your own boss, right? Your goals are worth so much more than that. Okay, change of scenery. I usually film in my room, but I was filming in the kitchen today, and then everybody ended up coming home all at the same time, so now I'm back in my room. So sorry if that interrupts the flow of this YouTube video, but it's the realities of just filming at home. Sometimes it just doesn't always pan out the way that you want it to. So anyways, number 3, obey your own rules. You can either obey others or you can obey yourself. I would much rather obey my own rules. So when you're going after your goals, you need to obey. You need to obey yourself, meaning you need to obey your rules, your structure, and your routine. Every single day there has to be an organization, whether it's I'm gonna go to the gym at 5 p.m. every single day, or I'm gonna go do Uber Eats every Friday for 4 hours to make $100 to put towards my debt, or every day at 5 a.m. I'm gonna wake up and work a little bit on my business so that I can start making some profit so that I can finally quit the job that I hate. Right? These are rules that you set for yourself, and you can either obey those or obey others. Whether it's your boss, your mom, your best friend, the law. I would much rather obey my own rules and make my life the way I want it to than to constantly be listening to someone else and living under someone else's roof and listening to someone else's advice on how they believe my life should be lived. I want to make things on my own terms. And being self-disciplined means that, right? Means making a rule and following it. And the rule is usually the task that you need to do, which is, I want to lose weight, so I need to go to the gym 3 to 5 times a week. That is a rule. The rule is, I go to the gym 3 to 5 times a week so I can lose weight, so I can be happy, so I don't feel uncomfortable in my own skin. If you follow those rules, then you don't have to follow someone else's rule. For example, let's say you continue in the path that you are on, and then you end up having some sort of health scare, and you have to go to the doctor, and now you're forced on a diet that you don't want to be on because you decided to not listen to anybody. You decided to not listen to yourself on making a healthy choice a long time ago, so now you're forced to listen to a doctor and rely on medication to keep afloat, right? Either you can listen to yourself or you can listen to others, whether it's now or eventually. And these are real life consequences that end up happening. Like, hello, that's why there's like my 400-pound life. They are forced on a diet because they can't keep eating the way that they want to. So now they have to obey the doctor's rules, or end up becoming worse, meaning they end up, So if you don't want to end up in a much more worse place than you are right now, then I recommend you start listening to yourself. And if you want something, why is it so hard for you to go after it? Why is it such a difficult thing for you to want it? Why is it such a difficult thing for you to get up at 5 in the morning to go to the gym? Why? These are your rules that you set for yourself. You either love to be rebellious or you just don't know how to show up for yourself. And being disciplined isn't about physical. It's all about the mental game. When I was first starting out on learning how to be disciplined, oh my God, is it like a mental gymnastics that you have to do, right? There's constantly 2 choices having to be made. Whether it's the choice of, I want to lay down and eat a bunch of crumble cookies, or I can get up and go to the gym and work out for an hour. Those two things are vastly different, and one of them sounds more enjoyable right now than the other. The other is going to have long-term great effects, while the short term is only fun in the moment but long-term consequences. Having to do that mental gymnastics of picking the right choice is so freaking hard when you're so used to just giving yourself dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit. It's almost like a withdrawal that you go through, having to pick the better choice for yourself. You get some sort of like dopamine withdrawal when it's like, oh my god, this is so tiring, like I don't want to do this. I would much rather just lay in bed all day and not do anything for the rest of the day. This just seems a lot more relaxing, a lot more carefree, just a million times better. And again, there's long-term consequences and long-term reward. Always pick the long-term reward, because time is going to pass anyways. And what do you want your future to look like? Do you want it to look like worse than what it is right now, or the same the way that it is right now, or do you want it to look better? Right? Those are the mental gymnastics that you have to go through. You have to constantly be fighting your own brain to tell it, hey, we're gonna get a lot more farther if we actually eat healthier and we actually eat better and we actually go to the gym. We're not gonna get anywhere if we're constantly eating crumble cookie and just laying in bed and not exercising at freaking all. Learning to be disciplined is learning to say yes to the things that benefit you and saying no to the things that don't. That is all what discipline is, right? Saying no to the crumble cookie and yes to the working out. That is what discipline is. Once you learn how to do those two things, then you've become disciplined. But it's so hard to say no to crumble cookie. It's so hard to say yes to the gym. It's hard. But being disciplined is learning to say those two things to each of those and taking action on one. Or taking action on both, right? Saying no, taking action by refusing to do it, while working out by going and actually doing it. Alrighty, you guys, so if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and like, and don't forget to please sign up for the membership group. Everything will be linked in the everything will be linked in the description below. So if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.